How do you accept what is and commit to having a positive attitude in the midst of challenging circumstances? How do you keep a positive attitude about anything when everything seems so unsure and so unpredictable? Hi, I'm Dr. Ann-Louise Lockhart, and I'm a pediatric psychologist and parent coach, as well as the president and owner of a New Day Pediatric Psychology in San Antonio, Texas. This is my fourth video in collaboration with 1 in 5, and I wanted to talk to you about a little bit of a different topic related to our adolescents, our teenagers, and young adults. Many high school seniors are dealing with not being able to do all the things that they had been planning for years to do. Prom, award ceremonies, even walking across the stage to graduate. And many of them are depressed about it. They're disappointed. They're having to grieve the loss of something they had been waiting their entire life for. You can't just have another prom. You can't just graduate another time. It's like the only time that you can do it. And many of us are trying to encourage them and let them know that it's going to be okay. Keep a positive attitude. How do you do that? How do you do that? So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, provide some pointers and tips for them, and how you help your teenager and college student deal with the stuff that's going on right now. So one of the things that I think is really important is this concept of kind of radical acceptance and acceptance and commitment of what is. And that is basically you just accept what is simply because it is. There is nothing we can do about this global pandemic except the things that we have direct control over, which is staying at home, keeping our physical distancing, not social distancing, and being able to make the best of a very negative and scary circumstance. That's one thing to really, really pay attention to, is to understand that we do not have control over the things we don't have control over. Another really important concept is to accept what is in general. All the feelings that you have, all the thoughts that you have, and all the circumstances that are going on, which is accept the fact that you're not going to be able to have a senior year ending like you anticipated. You're not going to be able to end your college time like you thought you would. And to then commit to saying, you know what? I can create a new tradition for myself. I can learn new skills in the midst of this. I can learn that I can endure hardships and hard times. I can learn to be flexible and adaptable, and I can create new memories because I'm being forced to. And I can find new ways that can be a life skill that I can take with me. Now let me share a little story with you. My senior year of high school, 3 weeks in, I'm on the island of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where I was born and raised. I was not a great student at all, but I was 3 weeks into my senior year, looking forward to all the milestones, all the things that I would be able to take part in. And then we get notice that there is a Category 5 hurricane coming. It was considered a 100-year hurricane. It was something that we had not seen in a long time, obviously, and something that most people weren't even alive that had lived through it. We look through our files, our microfiche, our card catalog, like what is a Category 5? What kind of damage does that cause? And it was pretty scary to look at, but we couldn't fathom what that would look like. So anyway, we got hit by the hurricane. It was horrible. It damaged my home. It ripped apart my family's business. It ripped apart my school. This is 3 weeks into my senior year. So now we have no income coming in for the business for months. We have no electricity or running water. My house is destroyed, so I'm living homeless and between 2 family members' homes, so thank goodness I had that option. But we also had martial law and we're under curfew from the evening through the morning hours. It was horrible. And I'm thinking, this is terrible. This is my senior year and this is what I'm going to be experiencing. On top of that, I got bit by some infected mosquitoes and got dengue fever on top of that, which is miserable. You have red spots all over your body and every muscle and joint in your entire body is aching like you have a really bad case of the flu. Hospitals were out of commission. nothing was operating like it should. So this is what we were dealing with. My mom and I and our little dog, Lady, having to deal with this situation. And I was like, Mom, this is unfair for me to deal with. I think we need to move to Florida where it's safer and I don't have to deal with hurricanes. And she's like, no, we are going to stay because you are going to learn to endure when things get hard. That we don't just run away when things get hard. And I hated that. I thought that was terrible. I was like, well, that's ridiculous. Like, why would I need to suffer through this to learn anything? But you know what? That was life-changing for me. And up until that time in high school, I was not a great student. My GPA was terrible. My SAT scores were terrible. Like, everything was terrible. I was not motivated for school. And the path I was taking, I was not doing very well at all. However, that bit of advice to learn to endure past hardships and to persist, that was amazing advice that I received. And you know what helped me get through that? Us bonding together as a family. My mom supporting me through everything that I was going through. Keeping a journal every single day of all the things that were going on. Relying on my friends and talking to them for support as well as family members. And just making the best out of a situation. We shared family stories. We played games that we'd never played together. We learned about family history, things that we'd never talked about. It was really a powerful time. And what I want to tell you is, as I got through that, I got through it. I was able to go into college. I was able to do the best that I did in college because I learned that I can get through things that are hard. And you can too. Things are hard, and then they won't be. And we learn to get through those tough times by getting through them. We accept things as they are, and we commit to living our best life, even in the midst of it. Feel what you feel. Think what you think. Don't judge yourself, analyze yourself, be down on yourself for them. The feelings and the thoughts you have are valid, they're real, and they're worth having. It tells you you're alive, that you're living life. It doesn't mean it's all great, and it doesn't mean it's always going to be great. It just means that for right now, it's tough, and it will get better eventually. I want to let you know that although that was one of my worst experiences ever, it shaped me into the person I am today. I went from being a terrible student to someone who made honor roll and dean's list all 4 years of college. I later went on to get my master's in education, worked 6 years in the field of education, went back and got my doctorate in psychology, as well as my master's along the way, met my husband, 2 beautiful children, my own business, and most of that, all that stuff that I went through, and the reason why I knew I was able to do that and to endure when things get hard was from that year of my senior year. That was one of the miserable and the best times of my life. I want to encourage you. It is bad. It's no doubt about it. And I don't want to give you some really peepy, happy, it's going to be great, we're all going to make it through. Because you don't want to always hear that. We want to sometimes feel miserable, and that's okay too. Understand that it's bad, but it won't always be. And it will eventually get better. But how do you want to come out of the situation? How do you want to be changed and different because of it? Allow yourself to feel, to think, but also accept it for what it is, but committing to living the life you want to live when you do get out of it. I know this time is miserable, but I know that you're going to be better because of it. You just may not see it just yet. I hope you know that this will pass and this will get better eventually. I'm sorry that you're grieving the loss of not having the senior year that you wanted and the end to your career as you wanted, but you will get through it. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Dr. Ann-Louise Lockhart. Thank you.